All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive right into this free training, how to increase your return on ad spend in your store. So the big marketing problem that a lot of people have with their store is pretty much just a simple numbers game. Basically, it takes X amount of dollars to make a sale, and every sale puts Y amount of dollars in your pocket. This is pretty much the principle of all marketing. And really, to grow your business, you either need to figure out a way to have more of a cost efficient, money putting into your marketing, or you need to figure out a way to increase the cart value of the people in you shopping in your store. So either you need to decrease the amount of money needed to make a sale, you need to increase the cart value. Very, very simple. Now, the other unfortunate problem, and every business faces this, is that consumers are largely unpredictable. I mean, any old change in the wind. I mean, here's the thing: we can all tell trends, and we can all have an idea of what's going on in the market. But I mean, if anybody would have imagined life in the consumer world would be what it is 30 years ago, like it's crazy how quickly things can pivot and change. And just like when you were a kid, the things that were cool are just no longer cool now. Some of the products have to reinvent themselves. Some of the products no longer here. The ones that are here have to grow and reinvent themselves and change, to fit the consumer market. And here's the thing. This is something all companies have to deal with. Companies need to either reinvent themselves or find new ways to tap into their market. So lucky for you, we figured some things out. Though we cannot predict the future, we do have a pretty good system to stay ahead of the curve. In order to stay ahead of the curve, you really have to stay consistent with testing and surveying your audience. That means that you need a system for not only selling, but pinpointing new or more defined audiences, right? So not only does your marketing need to sell, and this is such a radical idea, but not only does your marketing need to sell, but it also needs to consistently survey your audience and figure out where they're going, or find new audiences to stay fresh. The problem with a lot of marketing is that it only knows how to market, and then when the audience shifts or the consumer shifts any slight bit, it throws off the entire marketing plan. But don't worry, we're going to show you this entire system. Like, you're totally fine. We got you covered. But first, who is Connected Funnels, and what is Connected Funnels, and who is this guy? Well, first of all, this little guy right here is me. Not little, I'm kind of on the bigger side, but this guy right here is me. My name is Devin Morris. Our team total is looking at around 10 plus years. I would say, and I have 6 years of marketing experience myself. There's people on our team who have had 12, 14 years of marketing. We work with hundreds and hundreds of companies, anything from, you name it, roofing, doctors. We've worked with dentists. We've worked so many different companies over the last few years, and we are a full design, research, and strategy. This is the formula that we've put together of working with successfully and non-successfully with tons of companies. So here's basically the overview. The problem with other companies and how they approach marketing is like I stated earlier, they really are two things. They're just checking their ads, weekly or bi-weekly. So they're not really getting a good idea of the data that's going on there. Not really getting a good idea of the platforms or the different angles that you can take. They're not a whole lot of stuff is being tested. Now, granted, you do need to leave it alone for some time, but you just have to take the care to want to see the results, to understand the data, and that needs to be checked more than just a weekly or bi-weekly. And some agencies, not to point fingers out there, some don't even do it, but I will tell you, you need to check your ads more than weekly and bi-weekly. And you need to find more than a cookie cutter solution. I know it is very, very, very popular right now to go out and funnel hack. And though that does give you a good starter point, but your audience is not 100% the same. It's not 100% the same. It may have some similarities, but it's not the same. So you really need to consistently survey, test your audience, try out different angles, and really break things down. Now, what we do better is, like I said, we check ads, we check our funnels, we do everything daily, everything on a daily level, even if it's 20, 30 minutes a day, even if it's 10 minutes a day, just to decompose that data and figure it out. Doesn't mean we necessarily make changes, but you definitely need to record what's going on a daily basis. So when things do happen, you can jump on them quickly without wasting any money. So that is the big understanding there. Also, this allows you to create more custom marketing plans. Really, you can really get in there and really deep dive and understand what's going on. And again, like I said, I'm going to show you what you're going to do, but understand that going into this, you need to check these ads daily, and you need to understand that this is going to be something that's going to be a rather bit of a custom. So, questions to ask yourself before you even begin testing. Is this a well-known product? Now, yours may be new, but is the general product well-known? That's what you have to ask yourself. Like, is this something that, if you're selling, coffee mugs, for example, but your coffee mug has something funny, about Donald Trump or politics or whoever in it, then that's not necessarily, that's a well-known product. It's not necessarily a new product. Now, is this product considered expensive by its potential audience? Now, they may have the money, yes. But by what they're consuming and what they're willing to spend, is it already expensive? So you may say, okay, well, I have coffee and this coffee sells for $100 or, $200 or whatever. If your audience is not used to buying coffee that expensive, those are things that you need to take into account. You need to have that in your mind of, okay, well, this is premium, then I'm already missing out on a big chunk of audience that is very, money conscious. And does this product solve a problem that people are already coping with in another way? So that's another thing you take account, because some people may say, I don't have this problem, I'm using this to fix it. It's a direct comparison. You're going to have to, your copy is really going to have to take people and tell them how your product is better than what they're already currently using to cope with that pain point. So step one, let's go into testing and persona targeting, testing personas and targeting. So persona building, really this is looking at your ideal avatar. Most people are likely to buy your product. Look at the people who are most likely to buy, people who would be the best customers, kind of hone in on who that ideal person is and their characteristics and what they're most likely. Now, granted, and here's the thing that I tell everybody, granted, your product may be for everybody in no seclusions, but there is an ideal person in your mind that you already know, an ideal customer, that when they see this product, they just immediately just get synergized and just say, I have to buy this. I'm just drawn to buy this. Think about that person and examine those behaviors, examine those interests, and look at that when you're building out those personas. And you may have a couple. You may have, a lot of times when I go through and we work with different companies, there are a few, you could have up to, the most I've seen is like 5 or 7. But understand is that 5 or 6 or 7 personas is still not everyone. And you do need to map out those interests and likes for everyone. And then your targeting is going to be directly related to your persona building. So go ahead and map out different, people, map out the things they like, their age, the things they dislike, especially how they're coping with your problems, and really look into the keywords that you're using, that you're finding online. You could look at review sites, just do a lot of different research, the books they're reading. There's so many different things that you could do to pool some of this data and this information together. But the main thing you want to do is look at keyword research, and you want to look at your high competitive volume. And you're pretty much, and if you don't know this by now, you pretty much want to, stick to, Google Trends. You can always go on Facebook, has, always their interest targeting. There's so many different ways, but you just want to look at the common words that people are using, because this is what you're going to use in your Facebook ads. This is going to help you find new audiences and things like that. Now, once you get this, you're going to perform what we call rapid fire testing. Rapid fire testing is not an element or a method that I came up. It's actually something that I learned from my mentor, but it is great. It is wonderful. And basically what you want to do is you want to test out different elements. You want to test out different audiences. So rapid fire testing is the act of testing multiple videos, copy, audiences, angles, personas, you name it, to find the best combination within a short time span. Typically, you want to aim for this being anywhere from 10 to 14 days. Rapid fire testing could go 21 days. Rapid fire testing could go, 2 months. There's so many different factors that go into this. Just understand this with rapid fire testing is that you just want to get enough data to figure out what you need to do next. Do I need to increase? Do I need to change? Do I need to add? Do I need to, So how to test? Basically, you want to test your audiences, you want to test your media, and you want to test your conversions. And especially if you're dealing with the realm of, like I said, Facebook. Now, what you want to spend is you want to spend anywhere from 2 to 400 on both of them, on audiences, on lead magnets offers, on copy, image testing. And like I said, you want to really look at what is going to convert the best, what's getting us the best conversions, the best cost per click, the best, everything. So step 2 is you want to create copy that sells, and you really want to create lots of it. Like I said, Facebook and Google are keyword machines. It greatly matters the type of word choice that you're using for your copy. That's directly going to be considered when you post an ad. So you really need to, like I said, do that keyword research, and you really need to dive in there and create different ad copies for each of your personas. So keyword research, write 2 types of content, so general and persona specific content. I like to start out when we first start testing to create a couple of very general ones that, have some product features that would apply to all different ads or all different personas, and then have some very specific, ones for every persona. In tips, I would say focus on positives versus negatives. Focusing too much on negatives tends to lower conversion. Talk about the great things that, that people are going to get, all the benefits that people are going to get. And Facebook just appreciates this a lot more. I've split tested it enough to know that, Facebook definitely is a little bit more biased to positive versus negative type. But here's an example. Go ahead. This is a company that we ran ads for, Slumber Pods. Parent gets more done with a sleeping baby. And then we just listed some examples. Get Slumber Pod for only that much plus shipping. And then here's some ads. Got a cute little baby in the front. So just kind of, you want your ad, and don't feel like, ads have to be long or ads have to be, short. They just have to be easy to read and have to do enough. So step 3, let's talk about some retargeting and really why we want to retarget. The main reason I will tell you just off the bat, as you see here, 98% of people who visit your store won't buy during the first visit. That is fact. Most of the people who visit your store are not going to buy. And a lot of stores, it's like 99.5. Like it's low percentage. Now, on average, 75% of the people who would buy from you need to visit your store 3 or more times before they do. They need to click several times, and it's this back and forth thing that everybody does. And then 50% of the people who put their credit card in, which you probably have noticed in your store, this is just store average. These are not my numbers. These are just industry average. 50% of the people, about 50%, it's really like 48, 50% of the people put their credit card in will not hit the submit button. Will go to that purchase page, will not hit that submit button. So we have to talk retargeting. Retargeting is very, very important, and this is where you are going to make the money, retargeting. So 1/3 of consumers come back and become repeat customers. Here's the thing. We can do that. You get them to buy once, 1/3 of them are going to come back and buy some more. That's easy. That is easy money. 1/3 of people come back and buy. So let's talk about some email retargeting strategies. Email retargeting works by having opt-ins and call to actions. The goal is to have a sequence of emails that remind and entice your customer every few days. So basically go out, find a service like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign. I recommend ActiveCampaign. That's what we use. And set up an email sequence and write some emails. The email sequence basically has entry points. Your entry points is really, really simple. Your entry points could be discount codes, could be free shipping, anything that you can exchange, give someone in exchange for an email. Could be, get on our newsletter. If you have, good brand authority, get on the newsletter. But in your emails, when you write out these emails, and it doesn't matter, I'm not going to tell you how many you should or shouldn't write, but you just need to develop enough. and you need to continuously, I will say, continuously add to it. Your email sequence is never, never, never complete, but just add to it. But you want to send an email every couple days. Don't be boring. Mix it up. Include anything from industry news, discounts, tips, how-tos, videos. It doesn't matter. Just get super, super creative. Make it worth people opening. Now, chatbot retargeting is another form of retargeting. Chatbot is similar to email sequences in the sense that they're automated responses. However, chatbots are more interactive. Chatbots are really, really neat thing. I definitely recommend that you look into. But chatbots are just like email sequences, have the opt-in entry points. You know, instead of you having, say, a button that takes you to a form where people put in their email, you can put in a button that takes you to a chatbot, and the chatbot asks for the email. They're totally interchangeable, but you want to opt in, entry point, you know, more information, discount code, free shipping. Newsletters a little bit harder to do on chatbots. I suppose you could do it, but anything, discount codes or free shipping or anything like that, totally good to go for chatbots retargeting. Now, the exact same strategy, you want to send messages every couple of days, and again, you want to mix them up, and you want to, you know, have it all together. So let's talk about this, because I'll be honest with you, the reason most agencies don't do this is because done incorrectly, it can hurt your other ads. Like, however, retargeting ads done correctly will help you. They won't conflict with your other ads. They won't conflict with what's going on. You just have to understand this when you're dealing with your ads. Now, whether it's Facebook ads or email retargeting, I know, like I said, we just got done going over chatbot and email retargeting, but with any type of ads, you have to understand is that it's all needs to lead into the same funnel, or you will very much confuse your audience. Your audience will go, well, weren't you just promoting this, or weren't you just promoting that? It doesn't necessarily work. The key is to tell Facebook or Google not to show your regular top of funnel ads to the people who are viewing your retargeting, right? And this is what you need to put in your email sequences. This is what you need to have in your ads. When you do retargeting ads, if you forget this, it will cost you a lot of money. It will cost you a lot of time. It will confuse your audience. And a lot of agencies just don't do it. They just don't do it. They just don't do it. All of this, they completely forget it. But this is why you need email retargeting, chatbot retargeting, and this is addition to your Facebook ad retargeting that you're already doing right now. So, does this sound like a lot? Does it sound like a lot of confusing technical work of testing it all out and managing and all this stuff? Like, we get it. We have a team to manage everything. That is totally what we have built out, of team of specialists in place to help you in your business, you know, increase this ROI. And really, it's really about the longevity of your business. If you really think about it, it's really the longevity of your business, because what's working right now isn't always going to work later. And you really need to have a system in place to get all this together so your ads stay profitable. So, does it sound confusing and technical work? Like I said, we get it. Book a call with us today. We could totally take it off of your hands.